Internet scams are different methodologies of fraud facilitated by cybercriminals on the internet. Scams can happen in a myriad of ways via phishing emails, social media, SMS messages on your mobile phone, fake tech support phone calls, scareware, and more. The main purpose of these types of scams can range from credit card theft, capturing user login and password, credentials, and even identity theft. The scammer tricks you into handing over your personal information. The scammer gains access to your information by exploiting security weaknesses on your computer, mobile device, or network. Scammers can also obtain your information when they hack into business or government accounts. To understand that you are being scammed by someone, here are some ways by which you can understand that you are being scammed. If anything is super cheap, it could be a scam. If you see photos that look the same as another ad, it could be a scam. If there are too many details, it could be a scam. If someone asks for money too early, then it could be a scam. If you are buying properties of a landlord and if a landlord doesn't ask for a background check or references of yours, then it could be a scam. If the seller is located overseas, then it could be a scam. To not to be scammed, we must be aware of such measures. Illegal downloads. Illegal downloading is the process of getting or downloading data like documents, images, videos, audio, etc. that you are not allowed to use on the internet. Or in the other words, illegal downloads are a way in which user downloads files without having any legal right to download them. As we know, a lot of data present on the internet is free. That is, you don't need any license for downloading, distribution, etc. But some files or data have copyright laws intact with them, which prevents a common user to download or distribute it if he doesn't have any license. These laws exist to prevent digital privacy of data on the internet. Copyright is a law that protects the original work of authorship. Copyright law covers literary, artistic, musical, architectural works, and computer software, etc. Why such downloads are labeled illegal? Let's understand this concept with the help of a simple example. Whenever a new song album is produced, the people associated with the song get monetary benefits. So they label the song as copyright content. Therefore, nobody else could sell, distribute, copy without their permission. Now, if you resell that song without their permission, then it is labeled as a crime because you are breaking the copyright laws. The song producers can sue you with a heavy amount, or you might even land up in jail. P2P file sharing. P2P stands for peer-to-peer. It is a file sharing process. In this kind of file sharing, sometimes the user's files gets transmitted to their peers without the user being aware of it. Illegal downloading. An illegally downloaded file might contain virus and malware which cause huge damage to the system and also put the security of the user at risk. Sharing files further puts the user's data at risk and is more liable to data theft, as by mistake the user may end up sharing his own confidential file with others. Inappropriate images or vulgar content are present on the websites where illegal copies are distributed. One could face legal consequences if one participates in copyright infringement directly or indirectly in any unfair means. P2P applications are capable of exposing all file contents on your computer, including confidential data, saved accounts, passwords, etc. So now, we must know the preventions for illegal downloading or sharing. How to prevent illegal downloading or sharing? Make sure the P2P software doesn't leak your private files and the file sharing feature is turned off. Check the status of the downloading URL if breached is found. Immediately remove that pirate URL. Always use a secure network to transfer files so that a pirate cannot get access to the file. Check unauthorized download links of the file and remove them. Educate users about the harmful effects of digital piracy. The goal of educating the users is to highlight that piracy is crime. Remove the encouragement for customers to look for piracy. This will only happen if the content owner offers the product at a decent price. Then the need for piracy among customers will decrease substantially. Child pornography. Because the term child pornography is used in federal status, it is also commonly used by lawmakers, prosecutors, investigators, and the public to describe this form of sexual exploitation of children. However, this term fails to describe the true horror that is faced by countless children every year. The production of child pornography creates a permanent record of a child's sexual abuse. When these images are placed on the internet and disseminated online, the victimization of the children continues in perpetuity. Experts and victims agree that victims depicted in child pornography often suffer a lifetime of re-victimization by knowing the images of their sexual abuse are on the internet forever. The children exploited in these images must live with the permanency, longevity, and circulation of such a record of their sexual victimization. This often creates lasting psychological damage to the child, including disruptions in sexual development, self-image, and developing trusting relationships with others in the future.
Indian Information Technology Act 2000. The Information Technology Act 2000 allows enactment of cyber laws to regulate electronic communications, trade and commerce, and prevent computer crimes. It envisages legalizing electronic signatures on the net, sanctify credit card transactions, and boost e-commerce. The Information Technology Act 2000, also known as an IT Act, is an act proposed by the Indian Parliament reported on 17th October 2000. This Information Technology Act is based on the United Nations Model Law on Electronic Commerce 1996. Which was suggested by the General Assembly of United Nations by a resolution dated on 30th January 1997. It is the most important law in India dealing with cybercrime and e-commerce. The main objective of this act is to carry lawful and trustworthy electronic, digital and online transactions and alleviate or reduce cybercrimes. The IT Act 2000 has two schedules. First schedule deals with documents to which the Act shall not apply. Second schedule deals with electronic signature or electronic authentication method. The offences and punishments in IT Act 2000. The offences and punishments that falls under the IT Act 2000 are as follows. Tampering with the computer source documents. Directions of controller to a subscriber to extend facilities to decrypt information. Publishing of information which is obscene in electronic form. Penalty for breach of confidentiality and privacy. Hacking for malicious purpose. Penalty for publishing digital. Penalty for misrepresentation. Confiscation. Power to investigate offences, protected system. Punishments implemented by the government for violating Indian IT Act. This section of IT Act 2000 that any act of destroying, altering or stealing computer system or network or deleting data with malicious intentions without authorization from owner of the computer is liable for the payment to be made to owner as compensation for damages. This section of IT Act 2000 states that any corporate body dealing with sensitive information that fails to implement reasonable security practices causing loss of other person will also liable as convict for compensation to the affected party.